Do you still talk to your Olympic teammates like Nastia, Bridget, Alicia, Sam, and Chelsea? We keep in touch every once in a while. Everybody, as you can probably tell on Twitter and everything, everybody's still pretty busy. I know Nastia's traveling like crazy like I am, and Alicia's making a comeback, and Bridget's competing. So we do keep in touch every once in a while. We'll call each other text and happy birthday and things like that. But we don't really get to see each other much anymore. So I'm sure they're just having a great time like I am. But what's your favorite movie? Because mine's Dear John and I Cried. I recently just saw Dear John and I Cried too. It was an amazing movie. But my favorite movie, I like A Walk to Remember. It came out a while ago, but I love that movie. It's such a good storyline, and I think I've watched it 100 times. What does it feel like to master a new trick? It is probably the best feeling in the world, just because you work so hard and so long to learn a new skill in gymnastics or something, but the first time you make it, it's just like this sense of accomplishment, and I did it, and I can do the impossible almost. I remember the first time I made like a backflip even, and it's just, you feel like you're standing on top of the world. It's awesome. This one says, how old are you and are you single? I'm 18 years old and maybe. It says, we have the same exact birthday, January 19th. Happy belated. What is the best present you got? Well, this year for my 18th birthday, I actually got to pass the torch for my birthday, and I was in Calgary. So that was probably one of the best presents I've ever gotten, because just being able to hold the Olympic flame, it's the most honoring and humbling experience ever. Do you like traveling to compete? What's your favorite place you've been? Besides, I love traveling to compete, of course. We don't really get to see too much of the cities we compete in just because we're pretty busy. But one of my favorite places I've ever been was Venice, Italy. I actually got to tour the city and go through the canals and stuff like that. So that was one of my favorites. Do I have any pets? I actually have 4 pets. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and they are my life. I love them and can't get enough of them. So, let's see if there's any more. What is one thing you want to do that you've never done before? Good question. I want to go skydiving so bad. I think I'm scared to death to do it, but it's something that I know my dad has wanted to do forever, and I've always wanted to do, so I think that would just be the coolest thing. Was it tricky balancing that full glass of milk on your foot during the shoot? It was really tricky. It was really hard and really scary. I remember like shaking because I didn't want it to spill all over me, especially after like hair and makeup. You just don't want to have that because you have to start over. But it was fun, and it turned out to be a beautiful picture, and I'm really excited about it. So, do you ever miss being able to sit on the couch and not think about gymnastics? Good question. Sometimes, but I'm the kind of person, I'm a busybody. I have to stay busy, and every once in a while I'll get to a point where I'm like, I just need to take a break. And I'm sure my agent can tell you that I'll take like 2 days off, and I'll be like, okay, what's my next thing? But every once in a while I'll sit on the couch and just be a couch potato for a few days, but then I'm ready to go again. Do I do any coaching sessions at gymnastics schools? I haven't really settled down to coaching at a gym quite yet. I do a lot of gymnastics camps during the summer, and I travel around to do clinics and stuff like that. But just little things here and there, nothing too permanent or consistent. Another one is, do I still see Mark Ballas often? If you don't know, Mark Ballas is my dancing partner. I don't see him too often. I keep in touch with him. We still stay close. We're good friends, but he's really busy doing Dancing with the Stars, and I know he's got a new single or album coming out, and I'm pretty busy traveling, so we text often. So this says, Shawn, I'm one of your biggest fans. I'm injured right now and have been injured for 10 months. I'm a gymnast planning on going back to it. What advice would you give me? Um, I would just say, just keep at it. Make sure you keep going and make sure you still love it. But if you do still plan on going back, then just don't give up. You know, injuries come and go. They're part of the sport and part of everyday life. And, you know, they're a motivation, I think. They get you back up and going, and they make you rethink everything. And just don't give up, because you'll always come back. You always can. This one, it says, Shawn, this is from Phil from Massachusetts. I was wondering, do you feel you've accomplished all you want to? If not, what's next on your list? I have definitely not accomplished even a fraction of anything I want to. I'm only 18 years old, and I have a huge list. I'm not sure, you know, everything that's on that list yet. I'm sure I'll add a bunch of stuff, but a few things. I want to start my own foundation. I want to make a difference. I want to... I don't know. Like I said, I'll still add things, but I don't know. There's going to be a lot to come on that list later on. What was the most difficult trick you learned in gymnastics? I would say my most difficult trick that I did, I was one of the only people to do it at the Olympics. It's called a double-double, and it's on the floor, and you flip twice, like 2 full circles, and you twist at the same time 2 full circles. So it's like a 720, 720, if that makes sense. So it's difficult, but I loved it. How much fun was the tour of Gymnastic Superstars, and which city was your favorite besides Des Moines? My friend and I met you in Columbus. The tour of Gymnastic Superstars was one of the most fun things I've ever done, just because I had trained so hard for so long and never really had a break. And right after the Olympics, all of the Olympians are just wanting to kind of go crazy and eat ice cream and cake and all of that stuff and party and have fun, and that gave us the opportunity. We were on buses for 3 months. I think one of my favorite cities was Little Rock, Arkansas, only because they were the loudest, most crazy group of fans, and we sold out the whole arena, and it was just unbelievable. Okay, we'll see if there's any more. It says, please make a shout out to Chris Barreto. Hi, Chris. From Wayne, New Jersey. So, there you go. Do you ever think about how your life would have been without gymnastics? I bet sometimes it gets hard because so many people have opinion of you. I do sometimes think of like where I would be or what I would be doing if I wasn't ever put in gymnastics. But, you know, I was put in gymnastics for a reason, and I think everything happens for a reason. So I don't think about it too often just because I can't change it. And it does get hard sometimes when people have different opinions of you, just because you all haven't met me. You have to meet somebody to form your own opinion of them. And I wish I could meet every single one of you out there, because, you know, sometimes I'll read a message board, I'll read a newspaper, and somebody will write something, and you're like, well, you didn't meet me, so you didn't know that. And that's the only thing that gets hard sometimes. But, you know, everybody's normal, everybody has their right to their own opinion, and I can't change it. So I hope you support me in everything I do. But did you like judging the Miss America pageant? I loved judging the Miss America pageant. I wasn't sure what I was signing up for when I started. I thought it was just going to be, you know, show up, pick the prettiest girl, and that would be it. But I definitely learned a lot about what Miss America pageant is about, and those girls are some of the most inspiring and beautifully elegant and smart and composed girls I've ever met, and they're the kind of girls that I think the next generation should really look up to, because it was the hardest thing ever picking that one girl, because they were so amazing, and all the other judges were amazing, and I don't know, it was a really humbling experience. It definitely taught me a lot about the pageantry world. But what is your favorite school and subject, or subject in school? I would say I'm best at math. I think that has to come with gymnastics. You're doing all the counting and stuff like that. But my favorite is literature. I love to write. I love writing poetry and stories and journaling and doing things like that. So that's why I think I want to become a host. I love asking questions and getting the story of things.